All right, in this video, we're going to take a look at finding the volume of cylinders. So this ties on to our lesson of our Coca-Cola swimming pool. First thing we want to talk about is volume. Volume is the space an object occupies. So it's going to be the space within an object. So we're talking about we can find the volume of any three-dimensional object. All right, so we're focusing on a cylinder today. So we have a formula for a cylinder. Its volume equals pi times radius squared times h. This is very familiar from last year. When you look here, we have big B times h. Big B is the area of the base. So when we talk about big B, the area of the base is a circle. So we have the formula for a circle, pi r squared, and then we multiply that by h. Let's go ahead and jump into it. First example, find the volume of the cylinder, round your answer to the nearest tenth. If I look at this cylinder, I'm always starting with our formula for the volume of a cylinder. Then I want to look for the two pieces of information I need. I need the radius and I need the height. Looking at this cylinder, this distance is labeled 3 meters because it's from the center of the circle to the point on the circle. That is our radius. So our radius is 3, and then the height of the cylinder. The height of the cylinder will always be the distance between the two bases. So in this case, our height is 6 meters. It wouldn't matter if the cylinder was sideways. This distance would still be the height of the cylinder because it's between the two bases. All right, so now I have r equals 3, h equals 6. We're going to go ahead and plug those values into our formula. Pi is 3.14. Radius is 3. Square that times 6. Now I go ahead and plug everything in. So I got to remember to do my exponents first. So it's going to be 3.14 times 9 times 6. And that gives me an answer of 169.56. And then we're going to round that to the nearest tenths place. So it's going to be 169.6 meters cubed. So we start with our formula, plug in the pieces that we know, and evaluate. Our second cylinder, now we have a diameter because that line went all the way across. So 15 refers to the diameter, so we're going to have to cut that in half to find our radius. So half of 15 is 7.5. Start with our formula, pi r squared h. 3.14 times 7.5 squared times our height, which is 5. We want to make sure to do 7.5 times 7.5 first, times pi times 5, and we get an answer of 883.125. We want to round to the tenths, so 883.1, again, meters cubed. There are 2 additional practice problems. If you want to pause and give those a try, you can pause now. All right, so if we look at this, we have volume equals pi r squared h, 3.14. This is the diameter, so I need half of that for r, so 6 squared times 5. Multiplying that all together, 565.2 centimeters cubed. For our second one, pi r squared times h. Now again, notice I'm always starting with my formula. Always starting with my formula. This gives me a final answer of 502.4 inches cubed. We're going to look at a few more examples. These are a little different, or kind of working backwards. So now we're going to look at finding the height. So now we're looking for height instead of volume because we are given the volume. So we know what the volume is. because we're dealing with volume of a cylinder, we're always going to start with that formula. Volume equals pi r squared h. I know r. R is going to be 5. The height, I don't know, so I keep it h, and 3.14 for pi. This time, I do know volume. It's 314. So I'm going to put 314 in for v. Now this is an equation that we can solve. We're going to solve for the height. Our first step would be to find out what 3.14 times 5 squared is. That gives us 78.5 times h. Now to solve this equation, we're going to divide both sides by 78.5. That leaves us with a h value of 4. So 4 inches is the height. 4 inches. We can go ahead and do another problem just like that. Cylinder has a volume of 301.44 inches cubed and a radius of 4 inches. What is the height? So again, we're looking for height. I know the volume, 301.44. I know pi. I know radius is 4 squared. I don't know h. 301.44 equals 50.24 times h. Divide by 50.24. And we get an h value of 6. And one more example. We're going to look for the radius. This is a little trickier. So volume equals pi r squared h. It says a cylinder has a height of 10, so that goes for h. Has a volume of 125.6. What is the radius? So we don't know what r is. Here, we're going to multiply these two values together. So 30.14 times 10, that gives us 31.4. I still have r squared. So what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of this 31.4 first. That gives us r squared equals 4. Now we're going to do a little bit of mental math. What number squared equals 4? So what number times itself equals 4? I'm going to think of it like this way. What times itself equals 4? And that answer is 2. So r equals 2. So what I would encourage you to do is maybe watch this video again, take some time, pause it, rewind it, and look over those steps. And that is finding the volume of a cylinder and using the volume of a cylinder. Hope this helps.